After you've logged in, you'll be taken to this screen, the Add Building screen. On the Add Building page, you'll enter the information about your building. The building name and address will appear on your reports. The zip code will determine the location modifier used to calculate the RCN. The land market value will be used on your cost approach value estimate report. After all the information has been entered, click the Save button. You will be taken to the Building Information Review page, where you can optionally upload a building image. To the right, you will see the building navigation. Any new sections or levels you add will be displayed here. Click the Add Section button. Here you will enter the information about your section. Assign a section name of your choice for easy identification. The year constructed and effective year constructed are optional fields. More Cost Online has expanded the classic 6 commercial structure types to 8. Choosing the correct structure type is extremely important in calculating the precise cost. Click the Help Me Decide button for a list comparing the MCO structure types to the FEMA, IBC, and widely used class codes.
Yes, here you can see actually there's 9 structure classifications. The first of which is regular residential, light stud frame construction, but the others are what I was speaking about earlier. And you can see to the right the 3 classifications of C. You've got unreinforced masonry walls with wood joists, reinforced masonry walls with metal joists, and decks with concrete fill, and also the precast filled up concrete. That's 3 different distinct types of construction, and the cost variation is as much as 50% in that structure. So you just can't get an accurate starting point for the structure without having that breakout. So, and then the other, there's a lot more wood post frame being built now. There's an entire association that deals with it. And then pre-engineered steel frames. But notice the first column, it ties in. A lot of my research in developing this, interestingly, you mentioned FEMA. I did a lot of research and found that FEMA had done a lot of even earlier research, and primarily driven by the seismic considerations and trying to determine the vulnerability of structures to the worst earthquakes.
All right, so on the section data entry screen, you select the structure type and review the description which appears below. You'll notice that next to each structure type, we've added the widely used class codes in parentheses. The condition is related to how the structure has been maintained. The quality is an indicator of the quality of the construction when the building was built. The average quality applies to approximately 60% of buildings. They are fully code compliant and constructed with builder grade materials and workmanship. This field will directly affect the RCN. When you click the Save button, you'll be taken to the Section Information Review page that shows what was entered and optionally allows the user to upload a sketch of the section. The next step will be to add a level to your section by clicking the Add Level button. Assign a level name. If this is the first level in the section, the level type will be defaulted to ground. If you add additional levels, you will select other level types. Enter the square feet, perimeter, and average wall height for this level. Now choose the exterior wall material from the drop-down. When you have entered all the information, click the Save button to review the level information. Here you can see the information you entered, as well as access the wall segment list if needed. Below the wall segment list button, note that the use total is 0 square feet and displayed in red. This indicates that no uses or occupancies have been assigned to this level. A level can have many uses, but the total square footage of these uses must equal the total square footage of the level. Click the Add Use button. Here you will assign the interior uses or occupancies to the level. To start, click the Main Category drop-down. Review and choose the use category for this level. After choosing the main category, the subcategory drop-down will display the uses associated with the selected main category. Enter the square feet for this use. The condition is related to how well the use finish has been maintained since it was built. The quality is an indicator of the quality of the finished materials and craftsmanship when the interior finish was built. This is where electrical wiring, partitions, flooring, HVAC, plumbing, and other amenities are taken into account, as well as the general quality of the finished materials and craftsmanship. When you have entered the information for this use, click the Save button. You'll be taken to the uses list for this level. Here you can add more uses if needed. You'll notice that the square footage for the use is displayed, but the uses total is still in red. This indicates that the total square footage for the use area does not fill the level. We will add another use to this level to fill the area. Now that the number is green, it's indicating that the uses total is complete, and the next step is to add extra features. Extra features are things like elevators, escalators, fire suppression systems, or paving that are associated with the building. You start by selecting the type from the first drop-down and description from the second drop-down. Fill in the information required and click the Save button. You'll be taken to the extra features list. In this example, we have another extra feature to add. If you have finished entering the building information, you're ready to add it to the cart. To add your building to the cart, simply click the Add to Cart button below the navigation. From here, click the blue button to proceed to checkout. You'll be taken to the checkout page. This is where you enter a promotional code. Otherwise, you'll be taken to a form for credit card payment. When checkout is complete, your order number will be displayed, and you will receive an email confirmation. Click the Building Details button to continue. After you have paid for the building, you may calculate the RCN or enter depreciation. The RCN report displays each section, level, and use with the cost to the right. At the bottom, you will find the total replacement cost new. From this screen, you can create a PDF of this document. Now let's enter depreciation. This is determined by the appraiser's judgment. On the depreciation entry page, each section is listed with the uses that are assigned to each of its levels. You may enter physical, functional, and/or economic depreciation for each section, shell structure, and use. In this example, the building was recently remodeled, so the depreciation for the use is lower than might be expected. Extra features can also be depreciated independently. You have the option of choosing how the depreciation is applied, as well as the rounding that you would like to apply to the final cost approach estimate. There is an area at the bottom for appraiser's notes where observations can be recorded, such as the justification and rationale for the depreciation used. These notes will be included in the cost approach value estimate report. Click the Save and Calculate button. This is the cost approach value estimate report. Like the replacement cost new report, each section, level, and use are displayed. As you scroll down, you can see Improvements Cost Calculation Summary, which summarizes each floor in each section. This is followed by the Cost Approach Estimated Value, which which includes the appraiser's land value estimate that was entered on the first building page. The estimated total value is in bold text. The appraiser's opinion of value can be fine-tuned by returning to the depreciation page, making adjustments, and recalculating to revise the cost approach estimated value as needed. Now you can print your cost approach PDF. This concludes the cost approach value estimate demonstration. Thank you.
So Wayne, take it away.
Thanks, Billy. I'll just take a couple of minutes. It's obviously it's on the screen. I'm not going to just read what's there. What I'll try to do is point out, for instance, right from the start, we're taking a different approach. And I've been in this stuff for a long time, so it always seemed unnatural to me to start with the occupancy, like office building or whatever, and then eventually say whether it's a little frame structure or it's a skyscraper. I mean, so the approach that we use is start with the type of construction, type of building, type of structure first, then fill in the occupancies once that's determined and the cost is determined. Because today, all kinds of structures can have all kinds of occupancies, and many structures have multiple occupancy. That's why we start with the structure type, and we have 8 defined structure types. Now, what we're going through today is actually a cost approach appraisal process. It comes up with the cost approach estimate. Now, based on what was mentioned just a few minutes ago, you may be just trying to determine the replacement cost, which in that case would not involve the depreciation and some other factors. But if you are an appraiser doing a traditional cost approach value estimate, then the part that we provide is for the types of depreciation to be determined through the judgment of the appraiser after he's reviewed the property. And then that can be entered and then tweaked as you work through. You can iteratively go back and forth and adjust the depreciation by types of depreciation. And getting back to the structure itself, the class matters. By class, we mean the type of structure. If you're all familiar with Marshall Valuation Service and Class C, that, in my opinion, is a class that is much too broad because it covers everything from unreinforced masonry, concrete block typically, and wood joist structures, all the way through reinforced masonry with rigid decks, meaning steel joists and poured concrete floors, and all the way to the tip-up type concrete structures, where it's poured and then tipped up, which is there's a lot of those buildings being built right now. And another thing we believe that we are different is we really deal with quality. And then if you look in the widely used manual, quality is kind of a vague combination of structure type and some material differences. But we view the structure type and the material as one of the basic things. And then the next question is, has it been built with typical or average workmanship and materials, or above average, or poorer? That's where quality comes in our approach. And then finally, efficiency. We feel that the information, accurate information, can be entered pretty quickly, and you can get a good, comprehensive report that makes sense and is easy to understand, and that saves a lot of time and can be attached to other documents or in reports. That's very useful. It's produced in a PDF format. So just in summary, I just wanted to give a little overview, and if anybody has any questions specifically about those things, please let me know.